Hello folks and welcome back to Sim Airport. Last time we got big airplanes and we have a lot of work to do here today. I'm thinking this might be the last video we do in this series. I don't know. We'll see how we do. I got to take a look and see what's going on here. One-way pass I'm not worried about. Runway intersections I'm not worried about. Multi-lane, multiple pickups I'm not worried about any of that stuff. Advanced ticketing also not worried about. Fuel ports maybe. That could be something we could look at. We haven't. I'll research it because it's cheap, but it's not something we've really taken a look at here. So the idea for today is that we're going to build a bigger airport, essentially. We're making tons of money. Like, we're making $350-ish thousand per day. And if we go into our budget area here and we look at our perfect ops bonus, we did get all of it the other day. It does not predict us getting that today, but that's okay. We'll see how we do. I'm pretty happy with all of this setup, and we have gate A7, which is somewhere around here. Where are you, A7? There you are. And we have the ability to have that one also take on more flights. The airline's kind of like us right now, so we could actually do some stuff with that. So let's see what we can get as far as bigger planes go. We got a 707. We could do that in the morning and night. Pacific Airlines has lots of planes, but the only one I really would care about is A320, but I'm not really caring about that right now. A Ford Air, what do we got? Some 67, a 707. Oh, you could fill up, just this one airline could fill up that entire run of stuff that we have open. We basically have 5 spots open, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 1 at night. And a Ford Air fits that bill perfectly. So we're probably going to go with that one, most likely, quite honestly. Let's see, what else do we have here? Starflight. We have a lot of flights with them, but they're giving us small planes. Union Air, I believe, is all small planes, so we don't care about them at all. Aerostar, big planes. We could, I mean, they even have a 777 on the list there, but we need to get a bigger runway for that. You see that 150 for our big planes, but our really big planes are 240, which are just so much more than everything we've done so far. And then, let's see. We don't have anything from these guys, so maybe we could introduce ourselves and say hi. Atlantic International, we have 6 contracts for, which could be a good thing. And then we also have, what is this? Smart Air Lux. Ooh, and look, they have 787s, A380s. They have some big old planes, which we probably want to be friends with them. We're not going to worry about Learyville. Galactic Point doesn't care about us at all for some reason. Why don't you care about us? Give us airplanes. Oh, which is we can't accept planes their size. They have 747s, 787s, A350s. We can't do any of that. And then finally, SparkJet could satisfy lots of our needs, but we don't have lots of stuff with them. And why do we have this? Oh, because we Star Connect and Super Alliance, we don't have a large aircraft gate to even support them right now. So we have some choices to make in this one, and we're going to see what exactly we want to do. Maybe we're going to bring this to a few more videos. I don't know. Basically, what I want to do right now is a Ford Air. We're going to just maximize all of stuff. So a 707 and a 767, a 707, a 707, and a 737. Cool. We're going to get all of those in here. We'll get all of them set without any problems, hopefully. What's this one? Cool. Cool. And then we'll get that one in there. Beautiful. All right. We have all of our planes in there, and we're going to slowly start servicing all these planes throughout the course of the morning. And we're on day 45, so our airport has definitely grown. We've definitely seen some increases. You can see we're already up like $150,000, $200,000 based off of where we started, which is awesome. We have a couple of things that we should probably address here. One, we need to build another incoming and outgoing runway. You can see like we have planes getting tied up because they're waiting on other planes. And that's fine, but it's probably not the best thing, especially if they're getting stuck here. That means they're blocking our single path down to over half of our gates. So that's a little bit of a problem. What we could do to solve some of that is put on a little pathway here, which I think is not a bad idea. Let's do that while we're thinking of it. And I wish I could put this stuff on. Oh, I can put it on ahead of time. There we go. Okay. So that's going to be just an outlet just to go down. If you get in, you'll be able to do that. And that means I'm going to be able to get rid of this one here. So now planes can choose their path. Once they get off, they can go down this way or down here. I don't know if that really matters, but I think it looks nicer and it'll be hopefully more functional for us. So far today, let's go to our flight status. Everything has departed on time and has done the job, and then we have a bunch of planes en route, including some big fellas. Like we have this one here, which is a 767, and you can just look at the numbers of people on board these planes and see, is this something that's going to be a problem for us? 737s, A320s, not a big deal. The Embraer Air is not a big deal. These guys present a little bit more of a problem. You can see like the tail comes all the way out to the edge of there, and that's one of the things that drives me crazy about this game, quite honestly, is you can take a look here, the wing would clip the back of that. The taxiways could be greatly improved to just do a little bit more, not like a lot of crazy stuff, but just make it slightly more realistic to what all this would be. So let's go in here and build a fence. And where can we build that? We can build that fence all the way out to the edge if we want. I think I'm going to go here and down, and I'll explain what I'm doing here in just a moment, but I first need to build that fence. And I want to put on a gate there just for right now, because the idea here is that we're going to eventually have another pathway in here, because we want to provide fuel options for our planes and be able to do that. If we're going much more long term, like I was playing this game like hardcore, all out, just trying to get everything that I could and maximize everything, I would go in and take massive loans out. I would go in and build a fuel system, and we'd have multiple terminals. That's not what I want to do right now, so I'm not going to, but there's so much you can do in this game that it's really kind of honestly amazing of what you can and can't do here. We're going to get rid of all of that fencing. We're going to dismantle that gate. And now we have this area out here that's wide open that we can do things with. Not that we're going to do a whole lot with it, but we have some options here. Also, we take a look at this ticketing area. This ticketing area can go away. We don't need to have any of these people. This whole thing can get closed in. This could all become additional baggage if we wanted to do. We have 5 baggage carousels, and if we go down, there is definitely room to add on more stuff if we needed to. I don't think that's where we're at right now. And I'm not going to worry about a lot of the other pieces of this game. And that will make more sense here in just a little bit. Because what we really could do is we can go in and start wining and dining. And we've already talked about our staff here, where we have sales reps. We can actually go in and really start kind of really getting some contracts set up with these guys. So if I went in here and I wanted into negotiate, we have to have 8 flights with them. So I don't know if we have 8. Oh, we do have 8 flights with Aerotime. I can negotiate, and you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff. When I open that up, we could offer up small planes and large planes and say, hey, we're going to give you 4 large plane gates. We're going to give you 4 of those. We're going to take a look at our times, so you can kind of play with all of those. So they want morning flights. And then we can call them and say, hey, are you interested in this setup? And then you can kind of become a hub for certain airlines. I'm not going to go through that whole rigmarole right now, mainly because it's just unnecessary for the game. I think there's lots of stuff this game does right and some things it does wrong, and the sales reps was not part of the game originally, and I'm not sure that it's the best thing we could do with the game. It's fun, and if you are in the game longer term, sure, knock yourself out. But for me, the simpleton that I am, I'm going to not worry about that too much. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade this, and we're going to add a fuel port in, and we're going to get those set up close to the edge here. We're going to upgrade this one with another fuel port. So those are going all the way out to the edge, like so. And we're going to upgrade this one as well. And we'll get that one in there. Okay. Now, we have a lot we can do with just the fuel ports. So if we go over and search up fuel, we have a fuel depot, which allows jets to receive their stuff. We have tanks that are above or below ground, and a refuel station. That was all going to make sense here in just a little bit. But the first thing we need to do is, we do have ability to assign some vehicles. Okay. I'm actually going to just put some of these guys here as baggage carts. Because we're going to worry about these 3 as being fuel options. So we need to first find a hangar. Medium hangar will do just fine. We're going to put it in between those. There we go. And then what I can do is go into fuel, and I can grab my refuel station, and I can put it right along there as well. And basically this hangar, usually they're for planes, but in this game it's for vehicles that are not aircraft based. That's going to allow us to go in and hire fuel trucks. And then the fuel trucks can refuel at the fueling station. So we're going to assign some vehicles. We're going to get fuel truck, fuel truck, fuel truck. Beautiful. We'll get that thing built. Okay. And what's the problem? It's not connected to an underground fuel network. You're right, it's not. Because if we take a look here, we have this big fuel or this big underground network that's not connected. But before we do that, we need to build on our fuel system. And I'm going to put that kind of over here. But first I need to build some roads to get that established. So we're going to go over here and we're going to say, all right, that's going to go there. We'll build that out like so. And then you're going to come back down. Because we need to be able to kind of set all of this stuff up to have space to do all of the things that we would like it to do. And again, I'm skipping over some of the nuance of this game in sake of, or for the reason of being one, a little bit more entertaining. Not that I'm a super entertaining person, but also just to kind of do some of the base stuff here and to get some of this stuff a little bit easier done. So we can put all of this stuff if we wanted to like that, or we can do underground fuel tanks, which is what I'm going to opt for. Let's see, why can't I place that over there? Oh, insufficient fund? No, we have plenty of funds. What do they cost? Oh, they're... oh, okay, hold on. They're $1 million. Over $1 million. You take a look at this. This is $1.1 million for an underground fuel tank. The above grounds are half the cost. So we're gonna build above ground fuel tanks. And then we're gonna connect those bad boys up with some pipes. And then those pipes are gonna come out to these ones. And then this one is going to connect in there like so. And it almost looks like I planned that out. I promise you I did not. That is just a happy coincidence. But I did not plan any of that stuff out. Now that took away a ton of our money. While we're doing that, I just want to make sure our capacity is okay, which it does not appear to be. So peak transit demand. See, the peak transit demand's little. That one's the one that's concerning me. So let's go to here. Buses, we'll change it to every 15 minutes and take a look and see. No, it still doesn't solve that problem. So light rail is going to come every 30 minutes, and that should more than solve that problem. There we go. Okay, so now we have this fuel system. They're building all of it on. But we have the basics of it set up here, I think. The fuel system's a newer part of this game. Not that this game has been updated in the last several years, honestly, or meaningful updates in the past several years. But we have that. And if I click on this, I should be able to go in and buy fuel somewhere. I don't know where that's at anymore. Let's go into finances. Bank loans, no. People are happy, cool. Airplanes are happy, weather's fine, okay. Where do I buy financial hub? No, we are already there. Operations control. There it is. Okay. So we have fuel services. Now what we can do is we can actually go in and find a market price. We can buy it when it's cheap. We can sell it. We can do whatever we want. And I'm going to turn that button on. Fuel price on, the heads up display. So now it is up here and we can keep better eyes on it. When we do that, we can choose one of two different pricing models. We can track the market, which allows us just to sell it for 15% more than what the market is, or we can have it fixed and we can set a price for that. And all of that is going to be based off of what we need to have. So you can see we have demand for yesterday and today, and we can track and see what's going on with all this. So at that price, we're going to require about that amount of fuel, and that's fine. If we do a fixed price, you can see that the price or the amount changes. So we can, it's pretty close, but if I were to bump this up, you can see that if I was charging $5, we're going to require very little fuel to do all this. And we have about 1.6 million liters that we have the option for. So I'm going to set the price here at about $2. And we're going to buy up some fuel. What is the absolute maximum? We don't have that much money. So let's go ahead and let's say we're going to buy $500,000 worth of fuel. I think fuel is probably pretty expensive right now, but we have bought it. And we should get a fuel truck coming down here at some point. There it is. You can see that it's loading fuel into here. And then if we look at this, our network level fuels are going up. The fuel level is going up. And in the ops panel, you can get your fuel services. It's kind of a little convoluted. Should just go there, but that's fine. And we spent $500,000 on fuel. And what are we getting out of that? Well, not that much. But that's okay. We have our gas trucks ready to go. And then hopefully here... Oh, look at that. We have our first fuel trucks. Oh no, they're just loading up. They're waiting in line to have fuel. So we have one that's full. This guy's loading up. And then this guy's going to load up. And then hopefully what's going to happen, especially with bigger aircraft that go longer distances, they definitely are going to need to refuel before they can go on to their next destination. And we can kind of get that set there and hopefully make some cash. See, the fuel prices are on their way up right now. And yeah, we're moving along here. We are in the overnight hours, which is really the only reason to negotiate things with the airlines, because you can get those early AM flights. You can fly from midnight to 5 a.m. if you have relationships with the airlines, which I just don't have that right now. I haven't negotiated anything, and I honestly don't intend to. I kind of like this downtime in the game just to rebuild and repair and hopefully kind of reset and fix any of the problems that might have occurred, because there are lots of things that can occur in this game. And if you are not doing stuff like that, it kind of can be a problem for you. Our people like us. We have our airline interest and our fuel prices. We're setting at $2, so it's crazy expensive. Only 6 of the 42 flights are going to request fuel, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. And we'll see if these other ones, I don't know if the fuel trucks are going to only do the ones that are connected with fuel ports or if they are going to do other. We'll find out. But it's another income source that we have. And if you play it right, you can make a lot of money in this game just using that feature alone. And what I'm thinking I might do here is once we expand this out, I plan on buying this, and I plan on buying something down here. I kind of want to just build a small terminal that just caters to giant airplanes. So we might, I don't know if we have the space for it quite yet. So let me take a look here. If we build an asphalt runway and we go all the way down, that's 180. So we're definitely going to need to expand out to get a little bit more. And if that happens, we're going to have a runway that's just dedicated for big planes, a terminal that's dedicated just for big planes. We're going to have like 1 or 2 of them, and we should be able to handle everything. Oh, look, we got a fuel truck going. Look at that. The zoom levels are a little aggressive here. And we're going to just let this one go and do its thing. And we should see some money coming in. So we have terminal usage, runway usage. We have another truck. Oh, no, just one truck is out. It's currently refueling at gate A2. It's dumping tons of fuel into that plane. Which I don't understand the point of the fuel ports if this is doing its thing, but we have its refueling. Oh, they actually give you a refueling chance. This one only had a roughly 20% refueling chance, and we got it. So let's go and see. Looks like it is done refueling, so it's going to leave, and we should get our money pop up here. Refueling service. There we go. We made $70,000 just refueling that one plane. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to have happen. Okay. And did we get our perfect ops bonus yesterday? We did. We did get our perfect ops bonus. Beautiful. And they predict that we're going to do the same again today. I don't know why they didn't predict that we did it the first time. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people in baggage claim. Oh goodness, we need to fix that. We'll take care of that momentarily. Maybe. I'm much more interested in expanding out our airport right now. So let's go in here. Let's go to bank loans. We haven't done anything with bank loans yet, but let's get like a giant loan. So we got a loan for $2.5 million at 2.56 interest rate. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Of course we'll do that. We're going to purchase some land. We're going to purchase more land after this, so don't worry. But we want to, again, we're going to go in and build on some big old stuff for some big old airplanes, and hopefully we'll figure out exactly how to make all this stuff work. All right. So let's go in here. We spent most of that money, and that's fine. But let's go in and get rid of this fencing area here. And then we're going to get rid of this fencing area here. No, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Okay. I got really worried there for a second. Fences are a pain in the butt in this game. But you can see that there's a fence going down here. And it goes all the way over to that edge of the road. We don't need to worry about any fencing over here because we have nothing on that side. And then we're going to go in the fence. And we'll drop that, rest that down. And then we can delete that area as is. Okay. So our workers are going to go do their thing, get that all set up. We will eventually... Ooh, what's going on with the graphics there? Why are they so terrible looking? Is that just me, or do those look terrible? Like, way different than what they did earlier on. Okay, whatever. Here they go. Whee! Oh, goodness, I love this game. Again, this game is a super, super slow burn, but for whatever reason, I really dig it. I just love playing this game so much. It is just one of those... You ever get a game that you just like, it just makes you happy? This is one of those games that just makes me happy. We're almost, we can't build quite big enough for the next round of stuff quite yet. But we will get there shortly. And then once we get this one built, we could get rid of all that. But look at all these guys. Whee! Oh, they can't go through the fence. They have to go through the gate. Boop, 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 boop. And then back down. And I love that they can't actually go diagonal, so they have to move in like grid. That's very fun. Now they have to go back to the other side of the gate because they're going to do this. And then we're going to get rid of that stuff once they rebuild that gate. Cool. There we go. Okay. So what I could do in theory here is put another runway for arrivals or departures. It could be either or. We'll put it like right there-ish, and it can go down to there. It's 180. And then there's still plenty of space for another runway. So I think I might do that. Just cause. And we'll do that. We'll do that. And then this one's going to be kind of a hot mess, but that's okay. It's going to be an arrival and departure area. And we're almost ready to be able to afford another buy-in. I mean, if I didn't spend money on that, we probably could have done it already, but whatever. We're okay. Now, you can see our daily income has gone up to $440,000. And that's purely because we have fuel that we can buy. So let's go back to our fuel services. We don't have any reserves, so we need to buy more of this. So I'm gonna, let's see. Let's buy 50% capacity. That's supposed to deliver kind of instantly, I think. That tank is at a very low level, but luckily the trucks, when you do the buy now, they come instantly. And now we're way back up on capacity, and we'll make that money back. I'm not too worried about that part of it. I am a little worried that we don't have this runway operational yet because we don't have all the things in place. And I really, really dislike that they've done this. I don't know why it looks like that. It just did it since we bought the land. Whatever. But it's going to bother me. It's important for me to know, or for you to know, that that bothers me. So we're going to go in here. This taxiway I'm going to put actually right there. That one, we're going to cancel that project for now. We'll just put it there. Doesn't really matter. And that's fine, like so. Because what I want to have is another one coming out and down, and we can put the big one on there. All right. So we're going to upgrade this. We're going to have that runway landing system. Put that there. We're going to upgrade it to runway lights. There we go. And then we're going to upgrade it with the system that will tell us which way we are actually landing and get all of that in there like so. This is going to be an open runway where it can accept or reject planes. If it accepts them, they can either, if they're coming from the south, as far as the screening orientation is. They're coming over and down and around, or if they're coming from the north, they have to go all the way up and then they can pop over and do their thing. This one is a multi-directional area, so it doesn't really matter. And then this should be hopefully operational real soon. There we go. And this one in our ops panel, according to that, is accepting both flights. All right, so that's 18 right, and our smaller one is 18 right and 36 left, and then we have 18 left and 36 right. Basically, when we look at this, if you're coming in, this is 36, it's the right runway, and 36 is the left runway. Nowhere in the world would these be small enough to do that. The idea here is twofold. One, we can now do maintenance to this guy, and it doesn't impact our airport operations. We still have a runway that they can land on. And if our arriving one was under construction or needed maintenance, which it's going to very soon, we still have an active runway that we can do that. So that's kind of the point of that. It's just kind of, for lack of a better gate, kind of like this one, where it's just an overflow standby runway, for lack of a better term here. So you see we've made money. We are doing all right here. We did use up about 6% of that capacity. And fuel prices are still hovering around. Oh, they're dropping. They're dropping like a rock. All right. Fuel prices in this game are wild and unpredictable. They go all over the place. That's one of the reasons why I like doing a fixed pricing model, because it just means that no matter what happens, as long as it doesn't go above $2, we're fine. We're going to buy a little bit more here. So let's just buy up what we can afford. Prices are down. And I don't know if the actual price influences what the airlines are going to demand. So we're at 146 liters of fuel, 55 to 146. So we'll see what that does. I don't really know. I like this. This makes me happy. The runway ILS, Instrument Landing System. I think that's what it stands for, but I like that they're lined up. Then we have all the people going through here. Some shops here would be really, really good. But it looks like we're making money with all these stores already. So that one made $2,000 yesterday. This was $1,000. This was only $45. That's not good. $91. Yeah, we're losing money on those guys. And that one made at least a little money. But our, whatever store this is, candy and clothes, lost money for us. If we go upstairs, I think there's a few shops up here. The cafe is doing its job. That made lots of money yesterday. Oh, we get different cash registers make different amounts of money. So this one made $6,500, and over here this one made $3,400. Beautiful. We made $10,000 just purely based off of that yesterday. That's awesome. All right, did we get our perfect ops bonus yesterday? Heck yeah, we did. Boom. 42 flights, no problem. We had some issues here when we were expanding, another one there, and then we had lots of perfect ops. So we're a fairly reliable airport for most of the people coming to us. Now, we want to make enough money to afford this, and then we can finally put on the big runway, and we need to build an entire terminal for the next step. We'll see. I think there's going to be one more video, but it's because I want to see the big stuff come in, and I want to see that land. And after that, you can focus on efficiency. You can focus on getting more contracts and going through. But really, you got the gist of the game at that point. There's lots of different ways to design terminals. We haven't even talked about remote access places or anything like that, which could absolutely do very easily here. Well, not super easily. We'd have to rearrange a bunch of stuff, but we could do it, and it would be fun. But I'm not super down with doing that right now. So we'll figure out what exactly is going on here a little later. We have lots of planes coming in, doing their thing, and our job right now is just to make some cash, so we can go. Yeah, see, he came in from the other runway. There we go. We have some bigger planes coming in as well. One thing I always like to do is try to keep the big planes as close to security as possible, so that people who are getting on that plane, if they're late or if I don't have the transportation capacity, which I do, but there's a chance I don't, if we don't have that capacity, that And we're not waiting on them. But you can see this guy left 77 minutes early. So I'm not super worried about that. And we're doing just fine. We're back up roughly around $500,000. And you see that we can repay this slowly at $25,000 in increment. We could also take out another loan if we wanted to. So I'm going to repay some of this just to make it look like, because our credit worthiness is good, but our debt to income's okay, and our credit inquiries are okay. We don't have any credit history, which is killing us, and our repayment history is also killing us. Hopefully, a 632 credit score is not a good credit score. That's a terrible credit score. So hopefully, just for repaying roughly $100,000 off that loan, it will help us out. You can see we didn't even notice it. It came back. So I'm going to try to keep our income or our total money around $400,000 right now, just to try to repay some of this stuff and get it back. And as the course of the day goes on, we'll make that back, no problem. How are we doing here? We're still at 51%. Beautiful. And I don't think any planes up here, like this guy, is going to get it because it has a fuel port. Nothing there. So I want to kind of keep track of the fuel trucks and just see if they are coming in or out. Especially for our bigger planes. I was not expecting a small like Embraer to get fuel, but it did. And that's not a bad thing. A little concerned about this area here as well. It just gets absolutely mobbed when upstairs does not get mobbed. So we'll have to work on that as well. There's a lot of things you could do to optimize in this game, and I'm down for optimizing stuff. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that optimization is one of the things that I love about video games in general. But we'll take a look here a little bit later. You can see our credit history is going up. Our repayment history is going up. It's now a less red shade of red. So we're doing okay with that. And we could, if we wanted to, we could take out another loan and build on to get the big planes and all that. I'm not going to do that quite yet. But we're getting closer to the point where I want to do that. For instance, if we went into objects and built on extra large gates, we could do it there. Like we can get one there, or I could build it out here, 1 and 2, and then this whole block would be for the other stuff, which I think is what I'm going to lean towards here. But we're going to have to play some games and see exactly how we want to set this up. Because if we just go into construction and build a foundation, and it's roughly going to be, it's going to need to be like $4 million-ish between the construction of the 2 gates that I'm planning on building, the setup for this, the roads, the drop-off zones, the pickup zones. We can even build more train stations. We can put another one down here. There's a lot that goes into those last pieces of what we need to do. And I just need to kind of figure out what's the best way to approach those things as we move forward. But I think that's going to wrap us up for today. I know I said this might be the last one. I think we have one more in us. And that one's going to be where we're going to go through and build a secondary terminal. We're going to build pickup and drop-off spots for it. We're going to get giant airplanes. And then we'll build the baggage system and all the things that are needed to support that. And we should be in good shape. So, folks, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I will see you in our next one. Have a good day, evening, whatever it is, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.